And I don't want anybody to do it by themselves. Like it's so much more painful and there's so much more risk and you got all this adversity and sometimes you just need a hug, man. Like sometimes you just need a hug.
Sat down with the company commander and said, I want to withdraw after finding out that this is voluntary. I did not know this was a voluntary experience. We did Land Nav as usual. And I always laugh at Land Nav because there's always a story for Land Nav. You will not leave Red Diamond without having a story. Or you saw something you didn't want to see because it's dark as hell outside and you're nervous and scared and petrified. And fortunately, I did not get chased by a boar. I did not get chased by coyotes, so thank God. During that time, I was supposed to go up and find my point, and where the point, the vegetation was really thick. Nope, I'm not going to go get that point. And I had to retest for it because I was too scared to go.
Okay, so hang on now. Clearly, you didn't spend a lot of time in the bushes. I know you didn't. I know you in Brooklyn didn't spend no time in the bushes. The concrete jungle does not translate to the real jungle, correct? No. Little Angelica from Brooklyn was scared in the bushes in the woods at night and saw some thick vegetation and didn't want. Oh, you heard stuff in the vegetation too.
I said, no.
That was it.
I'm not going. Nope.
Okay.
So when it was time to retest, my battle buddy particularly was telling me, I don't care if there's a crocodile at that point, you're gonna go. I said, okay. So very long story short, I thought that I could dead reckon. I could not dead reckon. And I ran back out into the road. And then I ended up finding my point. And that was the fourth point that I needed to find to make it pass. So found my point and ran back. First sergeant was like, you were hustling, Peters, weren't you? Yes, First Sergeant. Stamp. Thank you. Sat down on the bleachers and touch on this too. And I have to give the utmost credit. I say this very, very, with so much love. Our battalion prepared us so well for OCS. And Senior Drill Sergeant Mac.
All right, folks, it's been a while, man. We got a banger straight out of New York City. My girl, Angelica, has graduated from OCS, and it was probably the hardest thing she's ever done. I commend her for sticking it out. There was some really rough patches. I hope this video helps the next female, the next man that took a big leap of faith and joined the United States Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and wasn't quite sure they could make it, but was incredibly determined. Angelica, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited to see shiny, crisp butter bars on your collars.
Like 3.5 miles in, guys, I have to pee. I just peed. They're like, it's okay, it's all right, keep running. So I'm sloshing in my shoes, still running. And one ma'am that I had met during Land Nav, she said, keep going, Peters. I said, thank you, ma'am. Running. All I remember was seeing the start sign, and then I had a drink of hoist in my hand. I said, what happened? Apparently, I told First Sergeant that I peed on myself, but hey, still passed, still made it. And
we made
it. Yeah.
So you know what's I'm over here giggling because in SEAL training, that's not even like everybody's peeing on themselves. I mean, guys are running the ocean and go number 2 all the time. Like you trying to pass a run, like guys running in front of you smell like an outhouse. You like, oh my God. But I commend you, right? Like, hey, we talked about adversity. Like you peed on yourself. You didn't get self-conscious. You didn't get worried. And then you passed the run. Yes. You were in shoes, tennis shoes or boots?
In tennis shoes.
Okay. So you had sloshy tennis shoes. Okay. Yeah. And then you went and took a shower, probably with your tennis shoes still on, right? Got everything cleaned up. Mm-hmm. Did anybody say anything to you later?
They said, did you know what you told First Sergeant? I said, no, what did I tell First Sergeant? Because apparently that thought just slipped my head. But nobody was complaining when we got to Blue Phase that same weekend.
No one said nothing, right? Like, I think that's important for people to, what you think is monumental and crazy and kind of like, like in the military, man, you peed on yourself. Ain't nobody care. Man, go clean up. Soldier, go clean up. You're good. You passed. You're good. That's all we care about.
Exactly. So that
was awesome.
Thank you. That was that
had some adversity. I think people got to understand, like, and then you took a big leap of faith and joined the Army. And
at the interview, they asked situational questions about what I would do as an officer, what I was interested in. And then from there, they file you in based on where the order that you came in, and you get your result of if your application is going to go immediately to USEREC. And State's recruiting command approved me. And from there, we'd have to wait until the 23rd of August to get our results. On my broken foot, I got up and I said, yes, yes, yes. And then got the call from my recruiter, pretended to be all, oh no, I didn't know I got accepted. Thank you, thank you. So then from there, that was the 3rd of August, the 4th of September, had to swear in. So go to MEPS, do the whole formalities, oath of enlistment. And then we got our ship date. And my ship date was to be on the 18th of November. And in between that time, and I stress the importance of knowing how to properly train yourself. I was not wearing the proper running shoes. And while I was practicing my running, I tripped over my foot and I fractured it 3 weeks before getting accepted to OCS.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. First little bit of adversity. Well, let me say this. I think the first bit of adversity was just you working out, correct?
Yes.
Early on. And we kind of put you in contact with one of my savages. Shout out to the Naval Academy. Shout out to my man Gardier in Trifecta Whit fitness dude, and he worked with you, right? Kind of got you ready, and then you broke your ankle.
Correct. I started to run back again in October. Yeah, I started to continue up from there, to continue running again in October.
Nothing was super great to start with, correct?
No.
Master Jedi Yoda kind of told us that you would be fine, and we kind of went on a leap of faith. So Yoda was our recruiter, the old recruiter we had on our channel. He now is a Green Beret. It's so awesome. And he just said, hey, man, Angelica will be fine. She'll be fine at OCS. So, all right, so let's talk about it, man. What was it like to leave the city and your family and get on the Happy train? Like you flew down, right, to Jackson, South Carolina?
Yes.
Did you stay in the hotel the night before?
We did. We stayed in the hotel the night before. When that cliche cadence, I left my home to join the Army. Mom cried, of course. Sister was upset. Father was upset. And when my mom, she told me after I graduated, she said, as long as you didn't cry, I knew you were going to be okay. And she had thought that the recruiter was going to be the one to be my drill sergeant. She's like, take good care of her. I'm not going to see this. The recruiter that I had who did my OCS packet wasn't the one that drove me to MEPS. But, she just told me the ins and outs of everything. So I was just talking with her, and it was a nice, easy way to ease into what was to come. It was okay leaving. I didn't know what I was getting into, but I felt I didn't have any emotion to it. Maybe that was a good thing to kind of shut myself off from it.
Okay. Was there at any point during this kind of transition that you wanted to not go?
No, I just took it as the mentality when you're in a plane and the plane is about to take off. You can't go to the pilot and ask, can you drop me off? No, I just accepted it, even if I knew it wasn't going to be pleasant in any way.
Okay. Now, let's talk about this. Culturally, where you came from, were there many people? I know you have a cousin in the military, but were there many people like you joining the military from the Bronx?
No, not that I saw. There was, I'm a little bit older, so I didn't see a lot of people my age in the recruiting office. I have four cousins, that were in the military. 3 went the enlisted route, and then others are doing great things now. The other cousin was a part of the international program to then be here at OCS. So when I started to and then when others an airman, and I did pick their brains and some of my friends' brains as well about what could be of the military, what benefits can come from it. So I had a positive influence and a positive sphere within my own little circle rather than seeing it externally in my neighborhood.
But Brooklyn
isn't really...
Yeah, Brooklyn doesn't produce a lot of people going to OCS. And we got lucky because we got you teamed up with our guy flying helicopters.
I'm so proud of him.
He's down there at Ruckers right now, but Fort Ruckers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you get on the bus, you're driving to the airport, you see the big city lights behind you, you get on the plane. What happened when you landed?
They had lined us up, gathered us up together, and then from there we got ready to go onto the shuttle to then go to Fort Jackson.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You rode on the bus?
Yes.
Was anybody talking or was it completely quiet?
It was quiet. I think it was that time of night where everybody's very tired, but Also, too, you don't want to stir the pot because you don't know who's listening.
Was the drill sergeant on the bus with you?
I don't think so. When we were going to Fort Jackson.
So what time did you get into Fort Jackson?
Definitely between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m.
Oh, buddy.
It was so late that we got there. So when people said get your sleep, they weren't joking. We had arrived and we had to then line up to get our gear issued, get our duffel bags. And I remember one buddy of mine, now she's my friend now, we were taking turns sleeping. So we were doing fire guard before we even knew fire guard existed. We're like, wake me up when they come. So all of a sudden she wakes me up and I said, oh, here we go again. So then we had to line up, get everything issued. The sun didn't even come out yet, but it was between 3 and 4 in the morning where we were lining up to get our things.
So where were you laying down in? In just some bed with no sheets on it?
No, we sat on the ground. We were all sitting down. They put us in we snaked the area to go to CIF. It's the issuing facility. And we all sat down. We sat down and then waited to be called in. So then that's where we were taking turns sleeping. We got our first taste of the Army 3 hours in. Sitting.
All right, good. Just sitting on the ground, some random grinder. Okay. So you got some stuff issued. Did you start basic that day? Was that day one of basic?
It was not day one of basic.
Okay.
That was the reception period. And everybody says reception is worse than basic. It's all right. You just do the whole formalities of getting everything issued, doing your paperwork, standing in line. We get a little feel of how to form up. We do sing cadences, but that can be a very different experience based on who's in charge and who's the drill sergeants in that area.
Okay. So let's just fast forward a little bit. What was kind of one of your hardest hurdles in basic?
It was difficult reminding myself why I was there. I was one of the older trainees at the time, still a trainee in basic training. And it was a little difficult finding my own place and finding a fine line between seeing the trainees as another peer, but also being older than them at the same time.
So you're considerably older, right? Like you're 31-ish and they're all, 18, 19, 20, 21. Even on the old end, 23 years old, you're still 10 years older than them. So, okay. So there was a little bit of transition. I mean, that's a good one because there's a lot of guys out there talking about joining the military at 32, wanting to go to Ranger Regiment at 32. And I'm like, hey, man, listen, you're 32, they're 18. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle, so.
Flexibility one must have when they go to basic training because one battle buddy, and I saw her, ironically, a time where I didn't want to go to the mini shop and I was like, let me go. And I saw her. We shared the same foxhole together when we did the amp. I said, no way. So we caught up and she was the first person I had learned that I can mesh with people. We can find similarities between each other. And she's at the time 19, she's now 20. And she's younger than my sister. And I just reminded myself of when I was having those trials and tribulations around being younger people. It's like, oh, just treat them like they're another one of my sister's friends or my sister's peers. So I was able to mentally get through that.
Okay. And then physically, what was the hardest thing you did in basic training?
In basic training, what was the most? I think the last ruck that we did was hard because it was very long.
Okay.
What was most difficult had to be I don't want to say it. We had moments where we didn't get enough sleep and we still had to perform. And that was the most difficult. Of course, like it was everything that you can handle, but there were times where, like, for example, when I was really, really sick, I had the flu. That was a whole nother story behind that. And we had to do a ruck after it. That was hard for me physically, but if we have to do it, we have to do it. And 12-mile ruck that we did for the forge, it took so long. It took 6 hours to ruck 12 miles and we were going so slow. It was still cold at the same time. It was the last ruck we were doing. It was after the forge being out there for a week, and when out in the field you have to stretch too, because I didn't stretch. My knee was killing me. My IT band was aching, and I had wished that I had properly cared for how to recover for that. And I knew this was a problem, but I tried to deny it a lot of the time. I was not a strong runner, and I denied it for as long as I could, even while in basic. And to jump ahead, but I'm not going to get into that part yet, where running was its own challenge during OCS. But
We'll get to
without
it. We'll get to all this growth. I want everybody to understand, man. Like Angelica is a woman's woman. Okay, she's not some gung ho. Give me a gun. Let's shoot them up. She's not some like let's take the foxhole. Let's be a tank commander. I'll call Angelica a woman's woman, right? Like she likes the finer things in life that most women like. So when I said she was stepping out of her comfort zone, making a change in her life for the better, like it's 100%, man. I never in a million years thought we would have so much trials and tribulations in the next step, but we did. And that's part of life, right? Like we got through a lot of hard stuff. So I want everybody to understand, man, like she got a master's degree. She's smart. She just, she joined the Army to change her life. And I mean, all walks of life join the Army. So we graduate from basic training.
Yes. You go there, you go on the bus. It took about 4 or 5 hours to get there. And then from there, we gather our things and then Fort Benning, Georgia. Smooth introduction to OCS. We got our shuttle. The shuttle dropped us right off at the footprint. The horror stories I've heard from other people, and maybe this is a good thing to think about in advance. It might be good to go GOV because you go with a bunch of other people. Some people who went either on their own or they didn't have as many peers who were 09 Sierras or officer candidates. A lot of them got dropped off at reception. They didn't know where to go. They weren't expecting that group of people to come in. So then that caused hiccups as to when they were supposed to report to OCS. How did they get there? How did they do their in-processing? That's a really big part about it. Touch on this too. And I have to give the utmost credit. I say this very, very with so much love. Our battalion prepared us so well for OCS. And Senior Drill Sergeant Mac, he gave us the ISAP. He gave us the OCS alma mater. He gave us a packing list and also things that we needed to know in advance before going to OCS. And our first lieutenant, our company XO, he also went out of his way to have extra workouts for us as 09 Sierras. We got to speak with him about OCS, how to prepare for that as well. And we also had our own workout session within the battalion. So about 75 of us were able to get together, meet with lieutenant colonels, meet with brass. We met with brass and they were able to answer our questions about being officers, their branches, what branches we were interested in. And it was a very nice introduction to how NCOs and officers can work together. So kudos to them. Kudos to 113. They get my respect for that.
Okay, real quick, let's talk about your support network. Talk about your support network because I think it's important for people to understand, like, Angelica didn't do this by herself, man. And I don't want anybody to do it by themselves. Like, it's so much more painful and there's so much more risk and you got all this adversity and sometimes you just need a hug, man. Like sometimes you just need a hug.
I went under the assumption that I needed to do this by myself because I needed to differentiate between civilian life versus the Army life that was to be. And I told my family this, and I'm glad that they have allowed me to eat my words, where when we had phone time, I said, I'll send a quick message to let you know I'm okay. I spent the whole entire 90 minutes talking with them or talking with family members. I had some people that was in Jake's network as well and just looking forward to their text messages like, how's it going? Which part did he get to? Did he finish the hammer? Did he finish the anvil? Oh my gosh, basic sucks. Oh, the food is awful. So we've had moments that we can connect and share similar experiences because we're not going to be the first. I'm not going to be the first. I'm not going to be the last person to go through basic training in OCS. So knowing that there was a space where people understand what you're going through and also to take a load off of everything, at least some family can keep you updated on what's going on. Sometimes you want to know, sometimes you don't, but at least it's a nice, safe space for everybody to connect. So that was very nice for that network to be there. And everybody always says the quickest way to get through it is to graduate, which is very true.
Yep.
Running was not okay. Running was not okay coming to OCS. It was not.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Did you have some come to Jesus meetings with yourself during some runs at the beginning of OCS? A history test got you. You got a master's degree and this history test got you. And it is what it is. And I tell everybody this. Everybody's going to have their own struggles in any selection process. Your struggle is a history test. Joe's struggle is a ruck. Steve's struggle is a run. Like, you got some female with no upper body strength. Her struggle is the obstacle course. You don't know what your struggle is going to be, but every selection process has a struggle that you have to overcome. And so early on, history kind of got you. It was what it was, right?
I hated to admit it, and it took a hard look in the mirror. I had distracted myself because I knew in my head that I was not the strongest or the fittest. So I thought that contributing to the student council, I was the president, I was class president, and I thought that my contribution to my class can suffice with what I'm lacking. It did not suffice with what I was lacking. I had to remind myself afterwards that we came here to graduate. We came here to become second lieutenants. And I allowed that distraction to get the best of me.
When did we have a seance with Captain Lanier and the two females? Was that was that now?
That was that time, correct. It was that time.
Okay. Can we talk about that a little bit? Because I want to talk about how we helped you get back on track.
Yes.
Okay. So Angelica, I know during this time you wanted to exit stage left, right? Like you felt like nothing that you were doing was who you were. You felt like there was a lot of stress, right? Like there's a lot of stress in OCS. And I kind of feel like you got to a point you kind of broke a little bit, and we made, you called me and you were really upset, and I understood. So, I have a machine gun approach, right? Like I slapped the crap out of you over the phone, and then we made some phone calls and we got you some support, right? Like I'm gonna shout out to my man Anthony Lanier, Finley football player, 10 years ago, CO at OCS, and I was able to call him, and he was able to get you on the phone with a couple of females that were in your same position, yes, but made a massively different decision, correct? Went from wanting to throw the towel in to regaining your composure, understand what they need to do to kind of push through that adversity like you did.
At that time, you realize that you have to filter out through a lot of the noise that comes of a failure, because things can go left. It's just life. Things can happen. When things happen, everyone's going to know that things happen. So trying to get past that was another thing to get over. And if there's battle buddies who understand, who have been recycled themselves, there was one battle buddy, and to give her the utmost credit, she has said, go through your emotions when you get recycled. And at first, I didn't understand that until after the dog and pony show was done and I closed my door. I was like, this is what she means, to let it out, to feel it. And that was when it started to happen. You then get recycled to the next class. You're in a whole new environment with new people, and you kind of want a space to where you know somebody, and you can at least know somebody who knows somebody to then be able to help you. So then, speaking with Captain Lanier, he then connected me to two other of his peers who then spoke to me. It was a good thing I did at that time, because I sat down with the company commander and said, I want to withdraw after finding out that this is voluntary. I did not know this was a voluntary experience. At the same time, I was a little bit weary of, if I were to stop this, what would that mean afterwards? And I was still on the fence of what needed to be done, but if that was to just keep going, if people in my ear had to tell me, please do not stop, please don't give up. And my good friend, we said, we're going to go talk immediately after getting recycled and going through the class. So her and I spoke, and, we had our heartfelt moment about just keep going, because she was still in cycle herself. She said, just keep going. I know it sucks. Like, she's had her trials and tribulations as well. We all have it. And then from there, and from everybody's insight about why it's best to keep going, that's what helped to keep pushing forward.
Okay, so let's jump ahead a long ways. Now that you've graduated, was it worth it? Personal standpoint, are you incredibly proud of yourself that you graduated?
Yes. Way to refresh myself back into the cycle. We did Land Nav as usual, and I always laugh at Land Nav because there's always a story for Land Nav. You will not leave Red Diamond without having a story, or you saw something you didn't want to see because it's dark as hell outside and you're nervous and scared and petrified. And fortunately, I did not get chased by a boar. I did not get chased by coyotes, so thank God. During that time, I was supposed to go up and find my point, and where the point, the vegetation was really thick. Nope, I'm not gonna go get that point. And I had to retest for it because I was too scared to go.
Okay, so hang on now. Clearly, you didn't spend a lot of time in the bushes. I know you didn't. I know you in Brooklyn didn't spend no time in the bushes. The concrete jungle does not translate to the real jungle, correct?
No.
Little Angelica from Brooklyn was scared in the bushes in the woods at night and saw some thick vegetation and didn't want. Oh, you heard stuff in the vegetation too.
I said, no.
That was it.
I'm not going. Nope.
Okay.
So when it was time to retest, my battle buddy in particular was telling me, I don't care if there's a crocodile at that point, you're gonna go. I said, okay. So very long story short, I thought that I could dead reckon. I could not dead reckon. And I ran back out to the road, and then I ended up finding my point, and that was the fourth point that I needed to find to make it pass. So found my point and ran back. First sergeant was like, you were hustling, Peters, weren't you? Yes, First Sergeant. Stamp. Thank you. Sat down on the bleachers. I'm going to sleep tonight. I can sleep like a baby tonight. But another thing before Land Nav is we do the Bolton obstacle course. And if it's one thing that I slept on or I didn't give myself enough time to practice, was climbing the rope. Climbing the rope, when you know that you can do it, is the best thing ever. It's so cool. It's so cool to climb the rope because there's one obstacle. First off, with Bolton, it's different obstacles. It's not just one obstacle up the rope that leads into the other. No, you have to do it each at their own time. And there was one obstacle that I thought I couldn't do, but I said, wait, I know how to climb the rope. Let me try it. And so climbed up the rope. And then the next part of it, you have to then be over rungs and walk over it. The way how I was shaking this whole obstacle just to try to climb it. But it was cool to know that I could climb the rope. So get on the rope climbing and doing the monkey bars. Anything upper body strength, that's good to do because that's for
I had totally forgot about our long conversations about climbing the rope.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So the rope climb, you beat it. Mm-hmm. How did you do your feet? What did you do with your feet? Did you clamp your feet together like this on the rope, or did you do the S method? Like you did the S method and move up?
Yeah, I did the S method. So that helped too. And also during this time, my foot started to get a little bit better. It was causing a little bit of difficulty with the boot being tight as they were. And to backtrack too, when it comes to basic training, if you're able to get the boots that actually fit you, go with it, because the issued boots that they give you, it takes so long for your feet can pain your feet really, really, really bad. So once you get good, reliable boots, you feel like you can take on the world with having the boots. So I totally recommend for people to get those. And when they start OCS, be broken in.
I tell everybody, go to basic training with 2 pairs of boots that you've broken in. Yes, it's expensive. I think when you were here, we went to the exchange and they were $189 a piece, about $180. But like if you're trying to be successful, then you're going to do what you got to do to be successful. I got a young man today that's in the wind tunnel, and he's doing that because he's got to go to military free fall and he wants to be successful. Yes. So, okay, good.
And the good boots help a lot. And then we did Land Nav, of course, as Land Nav. Then the next thing from that, we started to do warrior task and battle drills. Just preparation on how to do 9 lines, how to do call for fire, how to disassemble, reassemble our weapons. And the 4-mile run. I had timed myself, given that I was running as much as I did to try to prepare for it. And I had to get over my mental hurdle of excuses that I had for running. Oh, I broke my foot. That's the reason why I can't run. It was a bunch of excuses I was giving myself as to why I couldn't run. And knowing that the 4-mile was a hurdle unbeknownst to me, I still took the time to prepare myself to see if I could do it. So 2 weeks before we went to Land Nav, because we're out in the field, we're not going to have opportunities to run. I timed myself and running around the footprint is about half a mile, and I ran it in 34 minutes. 34 minutes and 7 seconds. All right, okay, all right, we can do it, with properly pacing myself and getting my legs strong and working at my core and my breathing. And then the week after Land Nav, decided to run it again. I mislapped. So I ran it for 7 and it was 31 minutes. So I said, all right, I'm still even with where I need to be. And so the day of the 4 mile, do you want me to be really honest about the story?
Okay. Yeah, we do really good on honesty on this channel. So yes, right. I don't want you to tell me you rode a Segway and somehow no one saw it.
I'll be honest. So we're doing the 4 mile and we line up. So we split up the platoon so that way there's not a lot of people running at the same time, and it's easier to track the numbers of who's running. It's a 1 mile track, the entirety of it. It's not a complete circle, but how you're running, if I can outline it. So you start here, there's a little lake area, loops this way, and then it continues on. So I told myself, all right, the game plan, we're going to do it in 8 minutes. We do it in 8 minutes, solid, good to go. So running. And with my battle buddy, he's like, just follow me. So I'm running with him. He goes, and he keeps looking back. And I'm like, I'm good. Just keep running. Because he can run like a speed. So he's already good. So I'm running. Do it in 8 minutes, 5 seconds. I was like, all right. Second lap, 16, 15. I'm like, all right, still good. That third lap was when it started to go downhill. And I didn't know my time, but I was just running with them. And another battle buddy joined us. So it's the two of us running, like 3.5 miles in. Guys, I have to pee. I just peed. They're like, it's okay. It's all right. Keep running. So I'm sloshing in my shoes, still running. And one ma'am that I had met during Land Nav, she said, keep going, Peters. I said, thank you, ma'am. Running. All I remember was seeing the start sign, and then I had a drink of Hoist in my hand. I said, what happened? Apparently, I told First Sergeant that I peed on myself, but hey, still passed, still made it. And we made it. Yeah.
So you know what's I'm over here giggling because in SEAL training, that's not even like everybody's peeing on themselves. I mean, guys are running the ocean and go number 2 all the time. Like you trying to pass a run, like guys running in front of you smell like an outhouse. You like, oh my God. But I commend you, right? Like, hey, we talked about adversity. Like you peed on yourself. You didn't get self-conscious. You didn't get worried. And then you passed the run. Yes. You were you in shoes, tennis shoes or boots?
In tennis shoes.
Okay, so you had sloshy tennis shoes. Okay. Yeah. And then you went and took a shower, probably with your tennis shoes still on, right? Got everything cleaned up. Mm-hmm. Did anybody say anything to you later?
They said, did you know what you told First Sergeant? I said, no, what did I tell First Sergeant? Because apparently that thought just slipped my head. But nobody was complaining when we got to Blue Phase that same weekend.
No one said nothing, right? Like, I think that's important for people to, what you think is monumental and crazy and kind of like, like in the military, man, you peed on yourself. Ain't nobody care. Man, go clean up. Soldier, go clean up. You're good. You passed. You're good. That's all we care about.
Exactly. So that was
awesome.
Thank you. That was and that we also got phased up to Blue Phase. And OCS is divided into 3 phases. So the basic, which is with the black Ascots, the Blue Phase. Have it here. So then the Blue Phase is with the a black phase. We wear the Ascots like so, around it like this, fold it up and wear it like that. And then part of intermediate phase is the baby blue, as so. And these you get issued, but you can also buy it yourself. And then the white is part of your senior phase. And you phase up, you do a gold to black. So you do this whole, I'm not going to spoil it. Let's not spoil it.
Go ahead. Angelica. So tell me, I can see the pride in you with your little Ascots, right? To everybody else, it's an S, circle S, right? But it means a lot to you because it took a lot to get those, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
and good. To think about the fact of going through the interview, going through the board and being selected out of the few, if not hundreds to be selected, that's something that anybody ought to be proud of. So
yeah, awesome.
And those to get in as well as myself. So yeah, those are awesome.
All right. Awesome. Okay, let's talk about the last week and the 2 struggles that we had with a couple of rucks, and then we'll hit on some keynote stuff, like anything you want to hit on. And I need a parting shot for everybody behind you so that their bridge is already built, right? Okay, cool. Hit it.
So then the last hurdles of OCS, you can say, are the sticks. That's the pretty much the climax of the entire part of OCS, because that's when you're doing your field exercises. And then you run a lane, so you run it as a squad leader, you do team leader, and you also do team leaders, excuse me. And depending on the time of year you go, may it be in your favor. So after we do sticks, then we do more, depending on what time of the year, but we do some leadership activities and classes. There's also history, because history is now on the back end of it. So that's the classroom instruction. The last physical hurdles, you can say, are the 9-mile ruck and the 12-mile ruck. Prior to the 9 and the 12, you do a 6-mile. And it's company dependent on when they do it. For the 9-mile, how we did it in our class, we did it in formation. So we won by platoon, and we were in 2 file lines along the road. We went along the Ranger Trail, and from there, we had to do it in a matter of, it was, I think, between 2.5 hours or 3. I'm not 100% sure, but that was a struggle, because I hadn't rucked in a while since I had did that ruck. Shout out to Captain Funston. He was coaching me through it while I was behind. Although it was hard and although I was last, I was okay with it, because I was happy to just be able to do it. No matter if I was the last person and the sun was up, I didn't care. I was just happy to know that I could ruck.
Okay, so real quick, let's talk about that. Early on, there was a lot of internal pressure on yourself for external performance. Okay, and I feel like at this point in OCS, you had understood that your journey was your journey, and you had kind of cut off that cancer where you were worried about your external appearance to everybody else, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's one of them side benefits of growing up in Brooklyn. Hey, you worried about what everybody else is thinking about, and not really kind of focusing on yourself. Okay, so you get through the 9-mile. I know I had a conversation with you about the 12-mile. The 12-mile was another gut check.
It was not as bad. I think
it was not as bad as the 9-mile. Exactly.
And it was also a release ruck. So given that they gave us the, all right, go. We got some high speed. They finished it when they did. I said, let me just keep going. And when I thought about it, I had to pace myself, because doing it in the 3 miles, I did the first 3 miles in 55 minutes. So, gotta go a little faster, but I just maintained my pace, and of course was able to finish it. So thank goodness. Good. It was not as bad as the 9. It was not as bad.
It's magic how that stuff happens, right? You struggle at 9 miles, you think 12 will be harder, and then you crush 12, and you're like, oh man, that wasn't too bad. Okay, so we're at graduation.
Are lining up to go into the dining facility. We call it a DFAC. We do the OCS alma mater. We line up, we're at attention, far across the chat, and we sing it. And we're like, we do this every single day. The moment we graduated, I've never sung the OCS alma mater like that in my life. I said, far across the It was different singing it, knowing that it was meant to do everything how we did it. Initially, I had told myself that I needed to give myself a timeline. So it needed to be this way or the other, in terms of, all right, we got this date. This is the date. All right, we got the next date. I'm going to stop looking at the calendar until it's official. In terms of how my family perceived it, I think they reminded me that it was a big deal. I just saw it as going through the notions of, all right, I did everything hard I was supposed to do, completed it. But when my cousin calls me and she calls me baby lieutenant, I'm like, oh yeah, I am a second lieutenant. And just being reminded of how monumental this opportunity was and how everything turned out, no matter what, I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity to do it and to be part of OC.
Yeah, and we had some hard conversations. To me, I commend you for just not quitting, right? Even though you tried to quit, right? We've had some people try to quit, but we put a foot in your ass, right? Main thing we did was get you some support, get some people around you, have some really hard conversations. I felt it was a 50-50 coin flip about what you were going to do. I'll say you did the good thing, not the right thing, just the good thing. And you stuck it out. And now I think you're going to see transformational. You are a totally different person than you were a year ago. right? Like you are a totally different person. You are not the same person you were 18 months ago. But it's awesome, man. Awesome. I appreciate you. All right, folks, we got a good one, man. My girl Angelica gonna help her get ready. I'm gonna put you in contact with somebody, so I'm gonna do that right now. You got any kids?
No, no kids.
Okay. Husband?
No husband.
Okay. All right. He'll get you straight. All right, I'm gonna give you a couple different people, okay?
Okay.
So you'll reach out to him, and then this dude's gonna help you get ready for the interviews, okay?
Okay.
He has 2 doctorates from Stanford. 2. Okay. I'm pretty sure he's capable. Let's rock and roll. What do you got? Okay, so getting in shape. Okay, so you're a female. How much have you been running?
I've been running starting last month, 3 days a week.
Okay, were you ever an athlete?
I played tennis in high school and in university.
You played tennis at Penn State?
And it was at a branch campus, and it was like a club, like intramural type of club.
Okay, so this is what I want you to do. All right. I don't need you to run every day, but I need you to exercise every day. All right. Okay. So if you're not running, I need you to ride the bike.
Okay.
Okay. And then, I mean, you're a female, so it's a little bit different with females, right? Like I can kill everybody really, because I got a female that did the PDF, but we just got to get you in super duper shape. You ain't gonna go for another 6 months. At the earliest, you're gonna be 6 months away because the board don't even meet until August. So if you get picked up in August, you're not gonna go until January. Like you're not gonna find out until October. We got a ton of time to get you in shape. Okay, so you're running 3 days a week, right?
Yes, and that was in May, but starting from June, I've been running about 4 times a day, like
4 times a day, a week?
A week, yes, excuse me.
Okay, how far are you running on those 4 days?
2 miles.
2 miles. How long is it taking you to run 2 miles? I think you said like 18 minutes. What'd you say?
When I timed it, the shortest time that I had was about 21 minutes.
21 minutes for 2 miles?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. Don't worry about it. All right. So you gonna keep running them 2 miles. All right. And then on the days you're not running, I want you to ride the bike.
Okay.
Okay. Z Kong said he got you. So reach out to Z Kong. He gonna hit you up. Okay.
Will do. Okay.
That's a double PhD from Stanford. Complete rocket science genius who decided he want to go bang heads in the army. He killing it. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get in good shape first. You got gym membership or anything like that?
I do. I got one on Friday.
Okay, so then I would tell you to go to the gym, like they got the stationary bikes or whatever, and just ride it. Okay. For right now, we're just trying to get your endurance up.
All right.
And then, are you lifting weights or doing pull-ups or anything like that?
I started to do a dead hang and I realized I really need to work on that. I got these gloves today to try to hang on them, if that would make
sense. Yeah, all right. Don't worry about it. So we're just gonna start. Just Google some simple workouts, man. I don't care what you do. Kettlebells are good, right? Like if you learn some kettlebell routines, that's good. Like just some functional lifting weights.
All right.
Make sure you look at females, right? Like when can females lift weights? Like look at all that stuff.
Okay.
All right. But let me tell you something. If you can just run, you'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Is that you beeping?
Yes, that's.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, I thought it was me. I was over here having a panic attack. Okay. All right. So you're gonna reach out to both of these guys. They're gonna be your mentors. All right. You can ask me any questions you want, but they're gonna help you with OCS. I suck at interviewing. So if I was to help you with the interview stuff, like you wouldn't do well. Because I'll tell you go in there and tell them, hey man, I'm fixing to kill some people. That ain't gonna work. Okay. They don't want to hear that. All right. So let's do that. You got tons of time. We're in no rush. How's your body holding up?
So far, so good. I realized that I have more endurance than I thought compared to how I was performing in January. So endurance is okay. I'm okay with that.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
5'10". Good God. How much you weigh?
135.
Legitimately 135, 5'10"?
Yeah.
You only weigh 135. Oh, man. Okay, so start lifting some legs too.
Okay.
All right, that's why you're running so slow.
Oh.
But listen, it's a lot easier to be 5'10", 135 and learn how to run fast than it is to be 5'10", 175 and try to run fast. Because then you got to lose weight too. You ain't got to lose no weight. We just got to work on getting you a little bit stronger. All right. And I don't care what you do. You can do leg press, leg curl. You can work on squatting. Like, have you ever squatted before?
Here and there.
All right. So just stay on the machines. Leg press, leg curl.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
You got some hip flexor machines, or you can look at some band exercises for hip flexors. And then once we get you running 5 days a week, because right now we only running 4, we'll add in some speed work.
Okay.
But right now, all we're trying to do is get you in shape. That's all we're trying to get you to a point where, because you're running 21 minutes because you just ain't in shape and you're probably not very strong lower body wise, which whatever. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What kind of questions you got?
When it comes to running, should I focus on my pace or my stride being long? Because I have long legs and I have a long stride, but I realize I get tired easily.
Long stride, but you're getting tired because your legs are weak.
Okay.
You don't have no lower body strength. So other thing you can do is air squats. Okay, you can do air squats. You can do squats with kettlebells. So you can have like 2 40-pound kettlebells and you just Google it. We just want strong legs.
Okay.
You can do leg press machine too. Leg press machine would be good also.
Okay.
But listen, if you haven't lifted weights, I don't need you getting hurt. So, like, you got a boyfriend?
No.
Where are you at? New York City? Where you living?
Yeah. I live in Brooklyn.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna give you another guy's phone number. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. This ain't. You call me. We fixing to win. Okay. I don't care what you got going on. But we fixing to win. Okay. He may charge you a little bit of money because he got a business.
Okay.
But then he might not. All right. He a bad dude. So just be aware of that. Like, he's super dude. But I'm just saying, like, if you found out who he was and what he's done, you'd be like, damn, that's a bad dude. Okay. All right. So you hooked up there. Okay.
Okay.
What other questions you got?
I have questions in regards to the how to ruck. Is that another thing to be concerned with?
What?
About rucking.
Yeah, don't worry about rucking.
Okay.
So here's what we're going to do. We got ton of time. We're going to work on some leg strength. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to get running 15-minute 2 mile. I don't know what the standard. What's the minimum for a female?
I'm not sure. I didn't want to abide by the standard because I want to do my best regardless. If that's
okay, but right now we at 20 minutes. We're not passing. I'm pretty sure it's not passing. So we got to get the pass, and then we'll worry about not worrying about the standards. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right, fair.
Okay. All right, hang on. Let's Google the standards. 2 mile time. Female. How old are you? 30?
I'm 30. Yes.
40?
30.
Oh, God. Okay, 30. You got to run a 20-30 2 mile. Okay, so and the maximum is a 15-minute. So I think we should be able to run a 16-minute 2 mile pretty easy. Like, you're 5'10", you're 135. Running shouldn't be no problem for you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But if you told me you're leaving next week, I'd be petrified, right? But we got like 6-7 months to get you ready, so we'll get you ready. All right.
Okay. All right. Great.
All right. We'll worry about the ruck in like the last 3 months.
Okay.
What else you got?
Outside of working out, the branch selection, I was a little bit confused because if I'm not mistaken, the branch selection is after OCS.
Correct. At the end of OCS.
Okay. On my packet, it gave me the option to rank 7 MOSs.
Okay.
Is that accurate to what I will be doing afterwards, or that's just a baseline of what the MOSs are available?
So you're going to put down what you'd like, and then that's it.
Okay.
So I would tell you, what do you want to do in the Army?
I'm interested in a lot of development, community work. Wait
a minute. You joining the Army. You know the Army kills people?
I know.
So what are you talking about development work? What in the Army is development?
When doing my research, I saw the civil affairs job.
Okay. You know it's in a combat zone, right?
Yes.
You know it's development with bullets and guns, correct?
Yes.
You sure about that?
Yes.
You don't look like you want to be shooting people, correct? Civil affairs is in the streets, hearts and minds getting shot at. Okay. You want my 2 cents?
Yes.
Anything cyber.
Okay.
Anything intelligence where you can get a clearance. But this is what I'm going to tell you. When you got to turn that list in?
By tomorrow.
What?
Yeah. How my packet was moving.
Okay, listen, this is what you're going to do, okay? You're going to get off the phone and you're going to call Z Kong and Colin. As soon as you get off the phone with me, text them and tell Z Kong, okay, I need to put in my preferences tomorrow. And can I talk to you tonight?
Okay.
All right. You're going to do the same thing with Gardier. All right. Because if you got to put them in tomorrow, we need to make some decisions. But having talked to you for, I don't know, 15 minutes, I would tell you I will put Intel number 1. And I probably will you can put civil affairs on there. Just know you're going to get shot at. So I don't think it's what you think it is, but, and then, I mean, you got hospital management. You got a bunch of jobs. Is hospital management on that list? What's on that list?
They only gave me the options of.
What are your options?
Air defense, armor, aviation.
Air defense, armor,
aviation.
You want to fly helicopters?
I'm open to it.
Are you really smart? Do you love to study?
I do.
You know we make a ton of pilots, right? Okay, so listen, I just want to explain this to you because you don't have good grades. Okay. 3.1 ain't like I want normally for pilots, I want 3.5 or higher.
Oh.
But I'm not gonna tell you can't go fly because they got a great program. You just got to understand that you're gonna have to kill yourself academically. Everybody thinks flying is about flying. It ain't about flying, it's about studying. Okay. All right, what else you got on that list?
Okay, so aviation, chemical, field artillery, field.
No field artillery, no chemical. Although chemical ain't bad. Chemical ain't bad because you can get out and get a gangster ass job in chemical. I don't know how hard it is, but I know I had a dude from West Point that was a chemical dude making $300,000 a year, chilling.
I'll continue.
But I imagine that chemical is a lot of math and science.
I was going to ask,
are you a math and science person?
No.
Okay, so I probably wouldn't put chemical.
Okay, and infantry.
You're going to talk to Z Kong because Z Kong is a genius, and I know he know the answer to every question you just asked me.
Okay, I'll definitely inquire. And infantry and engineering.
No infantry, engineering, yes.
Okay. So, yeah, that's my 7 that I was able to choose from.
All right, folks, let me tell you something. I don't care where you come from.